Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm outside. I took advantage of the rain that we received over the weekend, and I pulled some weeds in the backyard and then topped the area that I weeded with a layer of cardboard and added mulch over top of the cardboard. These are my elephant ears that I haven't planted up yet. But my project today is some petunias that I had ordered. I ordered them a while back, and I thought I would take the opportunity today to plant the petunias up. They are by proven winners. They're in the newer containers that you could actually plant the container, and they have some type of nutrients in it that will help nourish the plant. But I'm not going to use the container. I've actually started the process of bringing out some of the patio furniture. Still early, but the holiday is among us, so I want to have a nice area for sitting that will include a flower arrangement. So I'm going to use the petunias. Let me see if I can guide it down a little bit. In this container. And what I did was I took the container from a previously planter that I had and took out the bottom section of the planter. I asked my husband to place some tape around the umbrella because I want to actually fill the container with a potting mix and add the flowers, clean off my dishes, and this will be a nice seating area in the backyard to look out, have breakfast, or even a cup of coffee in the morning. So what I'm going to do today is, because the planter has already been placed, this container the planter has holes in it, so it's not necessary for me to put any other holes in it, but I do want to add a little bit of burlap to the base of it just to keep the soil from running out at any given time. So let's talk about the petunia. This is Super Petunia Vista Paradise. It's a pinkish red color petunia. It takes full sun to part sun, and it says the plant between 12 to 24 inches apart. I ordered 3 from the Home Depot online, and they're pretty dry, but I just wanted to wait until I could actually fill in the container with a potting mix. So I asked my husband to bring out the umbrella, which is a little early. We still haven't brought out the cushions or the rugs yet for the back entrance of the patio, but I did want to plant up this container. And like I said, it has built-in nutrients, so it actually can break down. The pot breaks down. So even though I'm not going to use the container itself for this planting, I'm going to keep these pieces because they have nutrients in it. And it has nutrients in it. So let's get started. Clean up the dishes. Okay, so the burlap is left over from, I think it was last year, the planter that I did with succulents. And I think I picked this up at the craft store. And I'm just going to line the inside of the planter container with a little burlap just to keep the water from running out. And I asked my husband to put the umbrella in before I actually had the burlap cut, so I'm just going to size it up and fold it over and just make a small incision all the way around. That will indicate the center section of the burlap. I'm going to cut open this section because I don't have access to pull out the umbrella right now, and just make it go around, stick it down inside, and this will alleviate a lot of the wool that could run out. The tape that I have around the umbrella pole is enough to keep from doing any damage to the pole itself. So I'm going to take and just cut off the excess burlap. I ordered, I think it was from Kingsman Company. There is a round wreath holder, but it's back order, and because it's not going to get here until after July, I just said I would make my own container using a leftover plastic container that I'm just repurposing. So now that that's inside, it's not necessarily to fill the side, but mainly the pole itself and the actual planter with soil. I'm going to use a potting mixture. My potting mixture contains both potting soil, perlite, worm castings, and this is potting soil, but what I'm going to do, because this is a container, the container dries out quickly, I'm going to add just a little bit of garden soil to my planter. The garden soil, it's heavier than normal potting mix, but this will help retain some of the moisture that I'm gonna need, so I don't have to come out and water this container every day. So once I add this, about 2 handfuls, mix it in with the worm castings, the perlite, and the potting mix. It's Miracle-Gro potting mix, but you can use any type of potting soil. And I'm just going to fill this in. I made a little mess, but that's okay. And because the container is shallow, I'm not going to add any more than that. I'm going to actually take the petunia out of this container. It's definitely ready to go into another container. The roots are definitely strong. And as you notice, I'm just allowing the potting mixture to go back into my mixture so it can all be mixed together. And I think instead of 2, because after a period of time, the planter will fill in, I'm only going to add, I have 3, but I think I'm only going to use 2 in this container because it is small. When the other container comes, I probably will add it, but I have another plan for that container. So I'm just going to press that down inside, mix this in a little bit, add it to each side, fill back in, backfill the container, and then I'm going to do one on the other side. So let's take this one, And I'm going to do the same thing. Squeeze it. Tease the roots. Give it a nice area to sit down inside of this container. Backfill, and I'm just going to use what's here and what was added to the container. Even some of the container's pot that has nutrients in it. Backfill. And already I can see that this is going to be beautiful, beautiful sitting on the back table here. It looks amazing already. Swing it around, add just a little bit more potting mix. I can still see the black tape, so it's not really doing any damage to the umbrella when it's up. And to keep the plant from actually being any more stressed than it is, I will eventually add the Osmocot to the container to keep it healthy and blooming. But now what I have to do is clean up. I'm going to take my placemats, my dishes that I'm actually rinsing off. I like to have a nice tablescape out back in the area. I'm going to clean up and then I'll come back with the finished product. Okay, so the dishes are washed. I'll set it up for the tablescape. Later on this week, we'll bring out the cushions to match the umbrella. But what I am going to do now that the container has been planted up, to give the planter vigor, I'm going to cut off all of the blooms to put more energy into the roots and to give out a new flushing of flowers for the summer months. have the umbrella up. The sun is out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut back all of the blooms, and it's not going to hurt the plant at all. It's just going to encourage it to send out new blooms and new shoots. This is 2 plants in a container, after which I'll water it in. When you take off your blooms to encourage new growth, you just don't pull off the stem or the petal of the petunia. You actually cut all the way back to where the next node will come out from. And this will encourage new growth. So just trimming back the petunia is not actually going to hurt it. It's going to increase the plant to send out new shoots, new blooms. I did add compost to the worm castings to the soil, and also I'm going to feed it once a month with the osmocot, and I'm also going to give it a water-soluble fertilizer when I water the container. So now I'm just going to water it in. It looks beautiful just like that, but I am going to water it in and then watch it grow. I will tell you that petunias do have a problem with the aphids, and if that should happen, when you're watering your plant, you can actually just give it a harsh spray of water and the aphids will be washed off. You can actually use neem oil, or you can, old school, just take and squeeze the aphids off with your hands. So how are you planning up your outdoor tablescape? So this will be my tablescape for below the deck, and then I'll just keep clipping, but it's not doing any harm to the plant. You're probably saying, oh Mark, stop, it looks beautiful. It is, but even when it comes back, it's going to be even bigger and better. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, happy gardening.